Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris, give me an audio check. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have good audio? Put something in the comments. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Blodgett, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing correctly. Awesome. I am not in New Hampshire right now. More on that in a moment. Let some folks check in. So where are you guys? Oh, Mr. Golson, welcome aboard. Oh, more friends. Greetings, Mr. Croteau. Good morning. Hi, everybody. So I am down in the great state of well, it's the Garden State. I'm in the Garden State. So that's New Jersey. I'm not going to make it a quiz. Taking care of family, and I'll be here for a couple more days. So I'm not in the shop. I am in a shop. So right over there is a fancy sewing machine. I'm in my mom's shop, and she is quite the maker. She does quilting, and does a great job at it. I gotta look at the name on this machine. Hang on one second. Yeah, this is a Bernina. So if you do any sewing, you'll know what a Bernina is. It's kind of the I don't know. What would be a good analogy for a Bernina? I'm thinking a Mori, or a little more modern than that. Maybe a Datron. So the Bernina is pretty cool. But anyway, so I'm in Mom's shop. So I am in a shop. Good morning. So if you missed it, I'm down in New Jersey. We don't have a lot of shop stuff to show today, but we'll hang with you guys, give you some shop updates, and find out what everybody's doing. So if you've been following, you might have seen a picture of a mist collector. That's sort of the next install I have to do. I got a Mist Fit 550, which is going to be going up over the grinder, behind and a little to the left and up high, on mounted off of the lolly column, which is right behind the grinder, and I will have mist collection on the grinder soon, so I'm very excited about that. It arrived from Canada, safe and sound. Box was ripped, but the metal was untouched, so we were fine. So that's going to get mounted up as soon as I can get around to welding. So when I get back, I got a lot to do. Hey, there's Adam. Good morning, sir. Actually, good afternoon, sir. I said the word welding, and you showed up. Why is that? So yeah, I got to get the bracketry welded up to get the mist collector on the lolly column. And Adam, you may have noticed this is not my shop, but you know where I am. So there's Mom's Bernina, which I think I've decided is closer to being a Datron than anything else. So yeah, when I get back, I have a ton of work to do, both in antenna land and in Kinetic Precision land, because we got a sudden influx of orders. I think I'm actually able to detect that most of the world is on vacation in August, because things quieted down and now things are speeding up again. Resonance Jeeps, welcome aboard. So yeah, I get back and I got to decide if I'm going to do the. Hey, Steve, nice to see you here. I got to decide if I'm going to do the major crunch on getting the mist collector mounted first, or just get to work and continue doing things the way I've done them before, which involves me wearing a respirator, which is no big deal. But I'm hoping that the mist collector gets the surface grinder mist down to where I don't have to wear a respirator anymore. That would be really super nice. Nice to see you, Steve. Hey, I'm sorry I was unable to be on your lives because we had schedule conflicts, but I did watch them on YouTube. So, oh, that's another question for the assembled masses. Is like, I was considering dual transmitting my live next. I think I'll be home next week, and try to do it simultaneously on YouTube and Instagram. And I don't know if that's a good idea or an absolutely terrible idea, but I think I can make that happen. So give me some feedback, because I've been enjoying it. I enjoyed watching Steve's. Not a problem. Yeah, I enjoyed watching Steve's on YouTube, and we might try dual wielding on both channels, or both not channels, but both. Well, yeah, both channels. One's a YouTube channel. Yeah, we're going to stick to machining here today with a very respectful nod to what's going on in the world. But let's keep it to our stuff, because I don't want to talk about world events. There's not enough Advil for that. So I had a good drive down. I picked exactly the wrong time to depart New Hampshire, 11 a.m. yesterday, and I hit Hartford traffic, Waterbury traffic. No, I'm sorry, Hartford traffic, Danbury traffic, Waterbury traffic, and it was pretty. Yeah, you know what I mean, bud. So it was a little bit longer drive than usual. Who saw my post from Stormville? That was pretty funny. That is a state-sponsored rest stop just before the Newburgh Bridge, and I never noticed it was called Stormville before. But I looked up and it looked like it was Stormville. So if you haven't seen that picture, check it out. So if anybody has any questions for this week, use the question button on my screen. It's right there. It's probably right there on your screen. I don't know, but use the question button, and we'll try to address those. So recent events were improvements in balancing. I'm going to be making a video on balancing grinding wheels. I basically I don't think I invented anything, but I basically designed a new technique which I like a lot, and it's super sensitive, and I'm very happy with it. And that I did all that after discovering a minor bend in the balancing arbor, which I corrected with a cold bend back and careful measurements. So that's back in business. The machine's been awesome. Super happy about that. One piece of data that I don't think was clear before, and that is that the coolant capacity on that coolant tank that I have is 30 gallons, which is actually a little more than I had on the last one. So that was one piece of data. Another interesting piece of data is that I was all excited that the Okamoto had a USB connector on it, a USB port, and in addition to its PCM CIA slot, which is the same as every other Fanuc control, but the appearance of the USB was very exciting. Well, it turns out that the Okamoto software, I can't use the USB. I still have to use the flash. So no big deal, but that was sort of a kick in the pants. We have a question. What's your thoughts on any thermal influence with the Grindex given climate and proximity to the door. We'll be battling this in my shop. Winter's coming. Excellent question. So in discussions with my trainer, and he's also applications engineer, Evan Hardy of Okamoto. Oh yeah, excellent. Yeah, and if you guys remember questions that I said I would answer, I don't have any of my notes with me, so make sure you hold my feet to the fire. So in discussing with him thermal issues, he told me unequivocally that machine, the 818 NC, is absurdly accurate, and that it will benefit from excellent thermal management. So if you put it in a temperature controlled room versus not having it in a temperature controlled room, he said that in his experience with all the customers that he deals with, you can absolutely see the difference. And he's had customers who were doing, micron level work, and they were, waving their fist and complaining to him that, they're getting a lot of drift and they're not holding tolerances, and they were not controlling thermals. So that was the problem. They controlled the thermals around the machine, and boom, that sucker was holding tolerances. So it's really a matter of degree. If you're holding absolute tolerances with many zeros in front of right after the decimal point before the first digit, you got to think about it. I'm happy at 10 millionths, which I think we can do without going crazy. Also, I'm not doing, at least in this project, there will be future projects, but in the projects I'm doing right now, try to put the questions in the thing so I don't lose it when it scrolls off. I'm going to be okay with it. I'm not going to, if I'm doing anything critical, I'm going to leave the door closed. And in the afternoon, hey, Doyle Knives, in the afternoon, the sun comes in, into the doors, and I am absolutely certain that we'll be able to detect that. In fact, that might be kind of a fun project, is grind a couple of blocks, leave everything as is, let the sun come in and beat on the machine, and grind them again and just measure the difference. That could be fun. So what's the temperature gradient? So thank you for the question. What's the temperature gradient in my shop? Clarification, summer to winter. So I have heat in the shop. I don't have air conditioning in the shop. The heat is in the form of a Modine heater up in the corner, right? So a big one. So the shop comes up to temperature quickly. Of course, the equipment doesn't. So there's a lot of machines, and the machines will take a while to come up to temperature. But yeah, I'm not going to be doing any optical components without careful thermal consideration. So from summer to winter. So in the summer, it can get pretty warm in the shop. In fact, last week we had some really hot days, and I actually elected not to do any shop work because it was very warm. In the winter, we have a thermostat and we can control it, but still, the gradient, because the heat's on one side of the shop, it's actually on the grinder side of the shop, and it blows across the shop. We keep the air moving real well, and that keeps the gradient down. But you still have a gradient. So the slab you're standing on is 55 degrees, and it doesn't matter what you do. It just doesn't matter. It's attached to earth. It's not super deep, so it's going to have a little bit of influence, but it's going to be pretty consistent on the slab, and then the air temperature is going up. Also, I have 13-foot ceilings in the shop, which is crazy. Yeah, I have snow, and then I'm sweating. Yeah, that's welcome to New Hampshire. That's what we do. So yeah, thermals are an issue if I was really super concerned about it. Oh, I was going to say that most of my work, I'm going to make a G-code joke. You ready? Most of my work is G91, not G90. So most of my work is, can I grind a flat surface? And we don't care about absolute temperature issues. We care about changes in temperature issues. So inside of 1 hour, can I get that done? The answer is yes. But if I was making gauge blocks, I might have trouble. So, good question. One of my goals is to go visit, I want to go visit the Moore Specialty Tool Company and see their magic basement temperature controlled facility. I don't know if I could pull this off, but I've got to figure out who knows somebody who knows somebody and see if I can make that happen. That would be really cool. That might be the best controlled shop, metrology shop that we can get to. Welcome aboard, guys. So, what else? What else you guys want to know? I might ask you guys some questions soon. In fact, while you're thinking of questions to ask me, I want to put in the comments, what are you guys doing today? I guess it's Sunday. Are you chilling out or are you working in the shop? And give me a couple of words of what you're working on. Because I kind of miss the shop, but I'm taking care of family. Hanging out with Mom and going to go see Dad right after this and right after lunch. So a visit to Moore would just depress. Yeah, no, I think it would be. I think it would be very exciting. I know what you're saying, Steve, but I think it would be very exciting. Oh, you had a long road trip. What state are you? What state is home for you, Doyle Knives? Yeah, Chris is finishing his amplifier build and reverse engineering a thing. Yeah. Yeah, I love reading about that stuff. I'd love to see it in person. And by that stuff, I mean the super high accuracy equipment and procedures. Ah, Michigan. Gotcha. Another place that goes from snow to sweating. Kind of my latitude. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I know that Bridgeport isn't in Bridgeport anymore, which is Bridgeport, Connecticut, which is where Moore is. And I've driven through Bridgeport, 1,000 times. They were bought by Hardinge, and Hardinge moved them to Elmira, New York, which I've also been in. And yeah, it would be really cool to see what they're up to. Yeah, you and I are on the same wavelength, multi MC22. Exactly. In fact, I'm sitting at Dad's desk, and his ham radio is right there, and yeah, it's a challenge. But today I think is going to be a good day. So let's see, what else is cooking? Bunch of antenna stuff is coming up. Oh, I wanted to ask a question of those of you who were here for last week or maybe watched the video. Did you enjoy seeing the antenna stuff? Was that a good thing? Do you want to see more of that kind of thing? I'm considering doing some tutorials on YouTube in the antenna world. So any feedback is good feedback. So we've got back home. We've got the diamond wheel mounted up and super balanced and ready to hit the world of stones when I get back. And again, I got to see if we're going to try to mount the mist collector first. I think the answer is going to be no. So maybe I will leave the mist collector bracketry for next week. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Good. Well, little bits of encouragement about the antenna stuff like that is what drives me. So maybe we'll do that. I actually teach a course for the military in antennas, and I take people from zero to actually understanding what's going on and how to use their equipment and how to build antennas from crap, which is a technical term, by the way. All right. Any other questions? Throw me some questions, and we'll try to get some answered. And we'll if we don't have a lot of action today, I'm going to end it at the bottom of the hour. That's my plan. Then I can grab some lunch and go see Dad. Anthony Brook, welcome aboard. So I'm wearing, I'm representing today. I'm wearing my This Old Tony shirt, which I packed for the trip, and I wonder, I hope everything's good with him. That's all I'm going to say. So if anybody knows This Old Tony, send him some good vibes. We miss him. All right. So let's think of what else was cooking this week. Let's see. Last Saturday was my 4th degree black belt test in Taekwondo. It seems like a million years ago now. It was last Saturday, and that was great. I think I've recovered from that fully. Yeah, I will be seeing Dad in about an hour. So we'll have a report. Maybe I'll grab a picture with Dad and we'll post it. Friday, my daughter, who is conjet.art, she wanted to go to the Taekwondo school. She's a black belt. She's a 2nd degree black belt, and we did some forms on Friday for an hour. Also called Pumse in Korean, and that was fun. We got that. So she's spooling back up in her Taekwondo in time to go to school, where they have a nice Taekwondo team. So she'll have some fun with that. So yeah, go check out her art at Conjette, CONJETTE.art, and that is a link in my bio. So Steve, what are you up to today? Are you you're probably got your hands full listening to this. What do you got cooking? He's probably in the middle of welding, and I don't want to make him drop the torch. All right, last questions, and we're gonna end it at the bottom of the hour. I've got 5 minutes. Oh, I have a question for you. A friend of mine is doing knife making, and he's got some what's it called? Something RBL steel. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I don't know the spelling either. Yeah, so we'll get back to the steel question. In Taekwondo, we have a whole bunch of different families of forms, or pumse, or kata, if you're a karate person. And there's some really interesting history in those, but I won't bore you with them. But the ones we do are like the ones that are done in the Olympics in pumse competition. Actually, I'm not even sure they're doing pumse competition right now, but in pumse competition, except that there are some differences that have been dialed in by our grandmasters. Our grandmaster, now passed, Mu Young Lee. So it's not exactly like what they do in competition. So if you went into competition, you'd have to learn something new. But It's what memorializes our techniques. Welcome aboard. So, yeah, it's been fun. That's what's been keeping me fit. There's not a lot of fitness associated with machining. All right. So, I wish everybody a great weekend. Get some quiet time, get some family time, and get some shop time. Hey, Noah. So yeah, we're going to keep it short today. Sorry, Noah. You're here for the last 3 minutes. And then we're going to get on to some family time. I have a friend of mine that's done some lives from his moving vehicle, which I always thought was pretty funny, because it's really hard to read the screen when you're driving. Hey, no, thank you. Thanks for showing up. Just I want to keep the knowledge pipes lubricated here. Whatever I can learn, I could pass on. All right. So next week, I think, is a normal week. I will report back on all the activities in the shop. I'm just going over the week's schedule here. Saturday and Sunday's looking good. So we'll see you guys in a week. And no, yeah, isn't it right? It's the truth. We have YouTube and we have Instagram, and what an awesome tool for having passed knowledge along. Could you imagine if this existed, decades ago? How much faster people would progress in the various trades and professions? That would be pretty neat to look back on when we think about this. I mean, we have people that, myself, I've been asked how much training have I had, formal training in machining, and the answer is 0. And yet all the knowledge is out there and accessible, and you can learn. So that's pretty good. All right, I think we're going to wrap it for this week, and we'll see you guys next Sunday with maybe more to report. I'm going to go finish my Sunday up and enjoy family. So it always makes me feel self-conscious when people join. Welcome aboard. People join right as I'm about to wrap it up. But that's the way it is. So, we'll have more to talk about next week. If anybody comes up with questions, topics, thank you. If anybody comes up with questions or topics or things they want to chat about, if you DM me and just give me a topic or a question, then I'll try to get at least a little bit educated about it before we get together next Sunday, and we could talk about it. So, from New Jersey, very close to where the Hindenburg disaster happened. It's kind of a weird thing to say. I'm right next to McGuire Air Force Base here in New Jersey. And, in fact, we get to watch some of the big airplanes, the tankers, in the pattern right above us, which is kind of cool. I think it's cool because I'm a pilot. I'll say have a great Sunday.
12:30.
Peace.